finds you in the best of your health and safety. Today, we are going to start chapter number 7 of Stepping Stones book, that is the Shera and Durga Puja. In this chapter, we will learn about the Shera and Durga Puja in the form of a letter which has been written by a grandmother to her granddaughters Minnie and Shivi. Let's start. First of all, the address has been given: D116, Sector 41, Noida 2013, October 9, 20XX. Dear Shivi and Minnie, how are you? Your school must have closed for autumn break. It is during this time that the Shera is celebrated in the households of Hindus all over India. So now, here, the grandmother is talking to her granddaughters that now your schools must have been closed and your autumn break must have started. And during this time only, when you enjoy the autumn break, the Shera festival is celebrated in all the Hindu households all over the India. The Shera is a 10 days festival that is celebrated all over India in different ways. It coincides with the festival of Durga Puja. 9 nights are spent in the worship of Devi or the goddess Durga. Now the grandmother starts explaining about this festival. She tells them that the Shera is a 10 days festival. That means we celebrate the Shera for good 10 days in all parts of India in different ways. And on this day only, when we celebrate the Shera, there is another festival which is celebrated, that is Durga Puja. And in Durga Puja, 9 nights are spent in the worship of goddess Durga. Let's continue. The festival starts on the first night of the Hindu month of Ashwin, September or October. Preparations for the festival start months in advance. So, the grandmother starts talking about the festival of Durga Puja, and she explains them that this festival, the festival of Durga Puja, starts on the first night of the Hindu month of Ashwin, which is in the month of September or October. And for this festival, people start their preparations many months before. The idols or images of goddess Durga are adorned with the finest jewelry and clothes. And people decorate the images, or you can say the idols of goddess Durga, with the finest jewelry and clothes. On the first day of Durga Puja, a few seeds of millet are usually planted and watered so that the millet sprouts up into long sheaves by the 10th day and is ready for the Shera. And how do they start celebrating? That on the first day of Durga Puja, they sow few seeds of millets and water them for good 9-10 days. And by the 10th day, the long sheaves are ready for the celebration of the Shera. People wear new clothes and exchange gifts on the occasion. After 9 nights of worship, the images of Durga are taken out in a procession and immersed in a river, tank or a sea. So what happens? That people wear new dresses and clothes and exchange gifts on this occasion, and they worship goddess Durga for 9 nights. And after that, a procession is taken out, and then the idol of goddess Durga is immersed in the river, sea or tank. The 10th day of the Shera is the day when Hindus believe that Durga killed the terrible demon Mahishasur. And it is believed by Hindus that on the 10th day, the goddess Durga killed Mahishasur, who was a very bad man causing problem for humanity. Let's move ahead. It is also on this day that Ram, the prince of Ayodhya, killed Ravan, the demon king of Lanka. It is believed that Ram prayed to goddess Durga for 9 days. And on the 10th day, he battled very fiercely in the battlefield. On this day, he killed Ravan, the 10-headed king, after a fierce battle. So, we all have heard Ramayana, the stories of Ramayana, and According to that, Lord Ram killed the demon king of Lanka, that is Ravan. And it is believed that Lord Ram prayed to goddess Durga, who is a synonym of power, the ultimate power. So Lord Ram prayed to goddess Durga for 9 days. And on the 10th day, then he entered the battlefield and killed the 10-headed king Ravan. I hope you all must have understood this. Let's move ahead. To commemorate Ram's victory over Ravan, which symbolizes the victory of good over evil, huge effigies of Ravan, his brother Kumbhakarna, and his son Meghnad are erected. They are stuffed with fireworks. At about sunset, lighted arrows are shot at the effigies and they are burnt. Now, the grandmother is explaining them, telling them that how we celebrate the Shera also, that the Shera is celebrated to commemorate, that means to remember the victory of Lord Ram over Ravan. And what it symbolizes? That it is a victory of good over evil. And for this commemoration, for this remembering, huge effigies of Ravan, Kumbhakarna and Meghnad are erected and they are stuffed with, they are filled with all the fireworks. And at the sunset, when the sun is about to set, when the sun is about to set, an arrow is shot to burn these effigies. You all must have seen these things in the Dussehra fair, right? Yes, so the same ways the effigies are burned. Let's move ahead. Fairs are held at different places. Ram Leelas, that is the plays relating to the life of Lord Ram, are performed on stage for 9 days. We all enjoy Ram Leelas? Yes. On the day of Dussehra, all weapons, tools, instruments, pens and pencils are worshipped, as these are considered as the means of fighting injustice, ignorance and evil. So, this is something new to learn, that on the day of Dussehra, weapons, tools, instruments, pens and pencils are worshipped, because it is believed that these are the things which equip us, which help us to fight injustice, to fight intolerance, or you can say ignorance and evil things. Vehicles like cars and trucks are also worshipped on Dussehra. Dussehra is celebrated differently in different parts of the country. Mysore, in the state of Karnataka in south, is specially known for its Dussehra celebration. Now, the grandmother is telling the children that Dussehra is celebrated differently in all the different parts of India, and she has specifically mentioned the Mysore, which is a state in Karnataka, that this state is famous for the Dussehra celebrations. Now let's see what is something special here. A huge procession is taken out from the palace of the former Maharaja of Mysore. The Maharaja himself leads the procession. So what she is telling them, that why it is special, because on this day a huge procession is taken out from the palace of the former Maharaja of Mysore, and the Maharaja himself leads the procession. He himself becomes the integral part of the procession. In Gujarat, a state in West India, Dussehra is celebrated as Navratri. It's an occasion for fasting, wearing new clothes and dancing a traditional folk dance called Garba. So now she has told about another state which is in West India, that is Gujarat. That in Gujarat, Dussehra is celebrated as Navratri, and on this day, on this occasion, people go for fasting, they wear new clothes and they dance their traditional folk dance, that is Garba. I hope you enjoyed learning about these major Indian festivals. Lots of love, Grandma. And in this way, she ends her letter by giving them lots of love.